Well, hello everyone. I thought that since we're home for a little while, we might learn a little bit more about trigonometry and how you might use it. Here's a silly example. We'll use some real life examples later on, tomorrow probably. Anyway, there's a little snake here. He's on the ground and he needs to get up to that bird because that bird is going to be his lunch. Well, we have a horizon line and the ground, and the horizon line and the ground will always be parallel in these examples that we're using. We have some properties of parallel lines the moment you have parallel lines, and this is a transversal. This is the line of sight from the snake to the bird, and these angles have names. This one is called the angle of depression. It is the angle of depression because from the horizon line looking down, the angle is moving downward. It's a depressed angle. This one, from the ground and the snake looking up at the tree, this is an angle of elevation. Kind of like an elevator moving upward as it moves, as it gets bigger. It's going upward. All right, so these angles are also known as alternate interior angles, which means that these two angles will be congruent because they're alternate interior. Okay, so let's make this story a little bit more fun. This snake is 66 feet away from the tree. And for some reason, we know that this bird knows that that snake is 32 degrees downward. That angle of depression is 32 degrees. So now we have this beautiful setup, or weird setup, of a trigonometry thing in place, because we want to know if the snake will be able to climb up this tree and how far that tree actually is. So how tall is that tree? We're going to call it X. Okay. So now we have a trigonometric function set up, because if we look at alternate interior angles, this one's 32 degrees, this one also has to be 32 degrees. So what trig function of 32 degrees should we use? Now feel free to pause this and try to work this as needed, but if we look at our 32 degrees, across from it is opposite, and beside it is adjacent. So that means we're going to be dealing with tangent. So the tangent of 32 degrees is opposite over adjacent. In order to solve this one, we are going to put it in calculator ready form. And that means that x should equal 66 times the tangent of 32 degrees. Now we do this because if we want to get rid of dividing, what do? You multiply it. So you move it over to the other side. All right, so now we can put this in our calculators. Again, pause the video if you need to in order to see if you can get to the solution before me. But when I put it in my calculator, it is 43.63 feet tall. So the tree is 43 feet and 63 tenths or 63 hundredths of a foot. And there's your angle of elevation and angle of depression. It's no more than just working basic trig problems. Have a great day.